Good evening, everybody. I don't know, am I audible enough?
Yes, you are. You're audible. You're audible.
Okay. It's 9:05. Although we're 17, I think we can start. Hopefully, the others will join us as we proceed. So, before going into anything, we would like to have the opening prayer, and we'll all together will come together to say the second stanza of national anthem after the count of three. One, two, three. O God of creation, direct our noble thoughts, guide our leaders right, help our youth the truth to know. In love and
Love
honesty
and
to grow.
honesty to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign.
Amen.
I mean,
And I would like to recognize the coordinators of the Drug Information Pharmacy of Nigeria under the able leadership of pharmacist Folashade Lawal, fellow KSN. You are all welcome tonight. I would also like to recognize the Sipan National Expo, ably led by Dr. Joseph Madu, all the fellows of the KSN and the West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacy, our professors here present, our lecturers, our heads of pharmacy department, everybody is a VIP, so all other VIPs and our distinguished participants, you are highly welcome to tonight's presentation. And today's presentation is, which I believe by the end of tonight, we will be renowned pharmacists with the tools necessary to survive in the 21st century. And our topic for tonight is boost your productivity with ICT and AI tools. Learn from the experts and success stories. And we are highly lucky and fortunate tonight, for we have in our midst our distinguished guest speaker, Malam Muhammad Nasir Ishaq, who is going to take us through to this particular presentation tonight. Malam Muhammad Nasir Ishaq is the Deputy Provost of College of Nursing Services, Gombe. He is also the Technical Assistant for Better Education Service Delivery for All in Gombe State and the head of the project implementing unit. He embodies over a decade of experience in service delivery, specializing in institution building, community organizing, peace building, and countering violent extremism. He is currently pursuing a master's in public policy and administration at Bayero University, Kano. He holds a master's in disaster risk management and development studies from Ahmed Bello University, Zaria, and a master's in environmental management from Bayero University, Kano. His educational journey also includes a bachelor's degree in geology from the University of Maiduguri, a certificate on interreligious dialogue and mediation from Veritas Catholic University of Nigeria, Abuja, and certifications on digital transformation in practice, virtual collaboration tools, and data fluency, exploring and describing data from LinkedIn. Malam Nasir possesses a diverse skill set, including community organizing, system thinking, social and emotional intelligence, countering violent extremism, Islamic economics and finance, negotiation and interfaith bridge building. Additionally, he's proficient in various computer applications. His extensive experience includes being a technical advisor for the high-level technical committee on advancing religious tolerance in northern Nigeria and contributing to projects with the Kaduna Electricity Distribution Company. Malam Nasir is a dedicated volunteer, a trainer, a facilitator for the Islamic Education Trust, and has contributed significantly to programs on leadership, personal development, resource management, dialogue, peaceful coexistence, and Sharia intelligence. Apart from his academic achievements, Malam Nasir holds certifications in various areas, including peace building, interreligious fellowship, emotional intelligence, and project management. And tonight, he's going to take us through our topic, which is how to boost our productivity using AI and ICT tools. And I'm sure you all agree with me that this is the 21st century, which is the era of AI, artificial intelligence. And we are quite lucky to learn today from him, one of the experts on the field. So I urge us all to get our notepads and pens ready, as it is going to be quite informative and interesting. I also promise you that there will be case studies at the end of this particular lecture for us to share our experience with ICT and AI tools and how they have impacted our practices and how it might assist us also to move forward. So please, let's join hands to welcome in our guest speaker for tonight, Malam Nasir Ishaq. You are highly welcome, sir.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Okay. I will first of all start by appreciating the organizers and thanking them for the opportunity given to me to discuss this topic of utmost importance. And secondly, maybe I may have to draw your attention to some errors that I've just had. I don't know, the person that introduced me, some of the things she mentioned are not about me in person, they are about someone else. I don't know where I sent my CV to you, and I am sure you picked this thing from maybe from the Google or from the internet. And this is also by coincidence what we are going to discuss. You can see how ICT can deceive you. I think you have mixed up the profile with someone that is also Muhammad Nasir, but he's Muhammad Nasir Bello. He's also from Gombe, not Muhammad Nasir Ishaq. I've never worked with the electricity transmission company in Kaduna. I've never been, most of these things that you've mentioned. I'm actually a nurse, a registered nurse, and also a holder of a degree in nursing, and I have my master's in ICT for development, and that is the connection. That is my connection with this topic. So sorry for the mixed up, but I think it's not going to affect the training today. Is that okay?
Yes, I think just like you said, maybe there was a mix-up in the seat.
Yes,
so sorry
I'm
for
sure.
that as well.
Yeah, no problem. So I'm going to start if you are ready.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Okay, I'm sure ICT is a word that is known to every one of us, but maybe artificial intelligence is a Web 3.0 tool, or sometimes we call it a fourth industrial revolution tool. It's a new thing, but it's disrupting a lot of things everywhere. So we are going to discuss how artificial intelligence tools can affect pharmacists and any other person. I've looked at the topic, and I've decided to make it in two ways. First of all, I look at individual pharmacists. Just like every other ordinary individual, how will ICT and also AI tools affect your life? How do you boost your productivity as a person? And also the second form of the presentation is going to be concentrating on pharmacy and pharmacy practice in general. So now this is my layout of the presentation. I'm going to take some few minutes to discuss personal productivity tool. I just pick one to show you how you can use it to organize your lives better. Then maybe I will now proceed to discuss the ICT and AI in pharmacy, just an overview of it. Also mention some of the electronic health record system and how they are integrated into the pharmacy management systems that are available. We'll also discuss telepharmacy and telemedicine and how they also are being disrupted by the AI tool. Then also we'll discuss medication adherence tools as part of the AI tools also. Then a clinical decision support system that is also an AI system that is also improving and enhancing pharmaceutical practice. Then we also discuss patient education and communication. We also try to give some examples of platforms and resources essentially for the training in ICT and AI tools in case any pharmacist wants to delve into these fields. Then also cite some examples of some platforms and resources that are very good for ongoing training for pharmacists. And finally, we shall maybe discuss. I would like to hear also from my audience if they have some experiences that they want to share, if time permits, so that we can also share knowledge and look at how we can move together and help this country or take it forward. Now, this is a presentation outline, and I want to start. Now, Notion is an app. It can be an app on your mobile, that is on your Android or iPhone, or you can have a window version of it. It's actually a second brain for every person, a productivity guru. If you are told that you are going to have a second brain, so that you multiply yourself into 2 or more than 2, I think you will be happy. If you are working for yourself as a pharmacist in a private pharmaceutical shop or a private in a pharmaceutical company, or you are working with government or any organization, I'm sure you will agree with me that time is never enough. You have so many things to do. So sometimes if you are highly placed, you even need a secretary. And but if you will be told that there will be an AI secretary that will be more productive, more efficient than you as a person, I think you will be happy with this. So tonight, I want to tell you that there is this app or this tool that is very important. Some of us might have come across it earlier than now, but good to remind ourselves about it. Sometimes you may come across a particular software or an app, but you ignore it, or you try to use it and maybe you just move on. But bringing it back today, even if you have known it earlier on, I think it's important. But perchance if you do not know it, knowing it today will enhance your life so much. It is an application that is very good for good planning and goal setting. It's beyond the traditional AI chat box. The traditional AI chat box is the chat GPT, the popular chat GPT that you can ask any question and it gives you answer the way you like. But this is beyond the traditional AI chat box. It can automate your life. It makes your life computerized, digitalized. For instance, it can make notes for you, or when you take notes, sometimes you make notes or you keep notes, and you come back looking for them, you don't know where you wrote them, or the jotter can get lost. But this is for life. When you make notes on Notion, when you have it, you simply download it. When you download it on your mobile or on your laptop or on your whatever, on a digital device you are using, you have it permanently, and whatever note you've taken is there permanently. Anytime you want to look at it, have a look at it, it can bring it within a twinkle of an eye. It can even remind you on what to do next. For instance, you have to-do list. Sometimes you make your to-do list before you get out of the house, but you tend to forget. But this can even remind you, maybe if you say, I'm going to do this at so time and do this at so time, when the times come, it can even remind you on your phone that you are supposed to start doing these tasks now. And I think this is very important. Even your personal secretaries may hardly do that effectively as this. Then when you take minutes and you use Notion to take minutes, it can even extract the action points for you and give you a reminder. It can summarize and synthesize for you a long essay, so you don't have to make a very long reading. For instance, if you are a student or we are going to make a presentation elsewhere, or you want to do some assignments, it can summarize a whole text material, maybe a newspaper, and give you all the takeaway points. So it's a very important tool. This is the icon. You just type Notion on your Google web browser or whatever what browser you are using, you can get Notion. And it used to be Notion, ordinary Notion, but now it has been added with Q&A. The Q&A notion makes it wonderful because there is no single question on the surface of that you can ask it and it fails to give you answer with immediate effect. So this is I chose this because of its importance. It's mentioned that it automates your life. It makes you to stop forgetting anything on the surface of the earth because it gives you a reminder. It organizes your life. It eases your life. It can make your business move forward and so many other things. So I suggest that you quickly look at it. Don't forget to look at it and try to download it and explore how you can use it. Now, like I said in the beginning, this is the only tool I've chosen to discuss with you so that when we are talking about boosting your productivity with ICT and AI tool, I think if this is the only thing that you have learned today, is enough. It's worth coming to this presentation. I'm going to move on to discuss ICT in relation to pharmacy. Now, the concept of ICT and AI in the context of pharmacy is a very long story. You may remember back in the ages before the advent of computer, where you have so many catalogs about drugs, and if you are procuring drug or you are stocking drugs, you are issuing drugs, you use files and so on. Now everything is automated, and the automation brings along a lot of efficiency, accuracy, and improved patient care. There is no doubt about this. Let me give you a little story about my connection with ICT and also with the pharmacy. In 2002, 2003, I had opportunity to be in the Gambia for technical aid. And during this period, I met someone. He's a pharmacist from Ghana. He's called JB Anand. He went to do his master's in pharmacy in the UK. At that time, he came across the ICT informatics about pharmacy, and he decided to do his thesis or his project on the automation. He produced a pharmacy management system. And when he produced the pharmacy management system, then it was something very new really. And he was lucky when he came back to Ghana, I think from the university where he had his master's, his project was shared with some agencies, especially the World Bank, picked interest in his project and gave him a contract to come and automate or to implement the pharmacy management system in the hospital of Bansan. Bansan is the third largest city in the Republic of Gambia. That is where we met. And we became friends. I even visited him in Accra, in his house in Accra. And we had a lot of relationship thereafter. So this pharmacy management system was so beautiful. It has an integration of electronic health record, where at the pharmacy unit and also at the clinical point of services, you have this software and computers are put all together. I'm telling you, this is 2002. 2002, for as far as Nigeria is concerned. In 2002, I think only the senators and maybe some governors that even have mobile phones in 2002. You remember when it was 1999 when Obasanjo came on board as the president that started unpacking these things. So in 2002, very few people in Nigeria have access to mobile phones. But this is available as a pharmacy management system in the Republic of the Gambia, financed by the World Bank. So that was my first encounter with the pharmacy management system, and also how ICT can beautify, can also improve people's life. Now, apart from the pharmacy management system that we've discussed, like you can see here, there is either as a pharmacist, you either a private person, you are working for yourself, or you are working for a private company, especially a pharmaceutical industry or a pharmaceutical shop. You only need the pharmacy management system that we've discussed. But when you are working in a government hospital, for instance, maybe it's not the pharmacy management system that is only needed. Rather, you also need the electronic health record integration, where you can interact with the doctors, with the nurses, with the laboratory, and you can collaborate and improve healthcare. So the integration of the electronic health record and also the pharmacy management system has taken us forward. When it is integrated, prescription can be done from the end of the prescriber, that is the medical doctor, while the pharmacist will look at the prescription on the system, not waiting for the patient to come and queue up, waiting for drugs to be given to them. And this has really improved a lot of things in the healthcare system. Now, the electronic health record system can streamline patient information access and enhance collaboration among healthcare professionals. While the pharmacy management system is a modern system that incorporates automation and inventory control. For instance, in the pharmacy management system, the one that was first produced by JB and the Ghanaian person, that was the first time I saw that if you are in the store, you don't need to be looking at the drugs or the cartons when are they expiring, because the system can prompt you, can tell you that so drugs is about to expire in a month's time. So you can now, you can now get a way to maybe issue them earlier than the ones whose expiry date will be longer. And even if a drug is about to finish, the system can also prompt you and tell you that this is the stock of this such drug and it's about to finish. So even if you are making a procurement order, you know what drug to procure and so on. So the system has is a lot of things. You will not forget, you will not make mistakes, you cannot procure things that you do not need, and drugs cannot expire without your notice. Now, this is very important. This is how ICT has really improved us. These are things that have been there within the pharmaceutical industry, also within the pharmacy practice of Nigeria. And also we have what we refer to as the telepharmacy. The telepharmacy is an ability or a system where you can send drugs in a distant place, for instance, hard to reach areas. For instance, you can see this is a picture. Oh, sorry, yeah. You can look at this picture. This is a drone system. It is actually a UAV. This is in Malawi. This is the drone. I hope you are seeing it. This is the drone that is used by the pharmacists to deliver vaccines to a remote place, and you can see the community health worker receiving the vaccine from the drone. And as soon as she has finished with it, the drone can just go back to the city. This is in a remote place. This is an example of telepharmacy, how telepharmacy allows pharmacists to provide services remotely. It helps in enriching underserved areas and improving accessibility. But also you can also integrate telemedicine into the telepharmacy, where ICT facilitates communication between pharmacists and healthcare providers through telemedicine, enhances collaboration, a collaborative approach to patient care. Now the pharmacy it can even be directly involved in managing a patient. For instance, if a doctor is trying to prescribe a drug and he needs maybe the attention of the pharmacist, and the pharmacist is at his own corner while the doctor is in the ward or in the clinical area, the use of telemedicine can now bring the pharmacist, the doctor, and every other person within the healthcare team together on the same table using the telemedicine tool, so that you can discuss. The pharmacist can object to a prescription, a particular drug, looking at maybe some parameters, or maybe looking at accessibility or affordability of these drugs, and you can agree on what drugs to prescribe with the doctor. So the telemedicine is also a tool, an AI tool that has brought a lot of happiness and improvement to the healthcare system. Okay, now, then also apart from this, oh, sorry, I have forgotten something. You can see this icon, the QS1. This is an icon, and also this one, intelligent pharmacy software. All these are examples of pharmacy management system that you can also just pick this one and put it on a Google search. It will give you the website and also tell you how you can use it. These are just examples of some pharmacy management system that I have found, and they are very useful. You may know other pharmacy management system that maybe you've been using and are good also for you. Okay, another thing is another tool that we also need to know about is the medication adherence tool. Medication adherence tool is a tool that enables the patient to adhere to the regimen of medication. It is a mobile app. It gives you reminder, mobile application in reminding patients to take medication. Example of such apps that provide medication information and dosage reminders are very many, but I've only taken one. The MediSafe is a good reminder that can be on your mobile or on maybe a wristwatch, and it can remind you. And also the smart pill dispenser. This is a technology that is used to organize and dispense medication, promoting adherence, especially pills, or maybe if you are a person is on antibiotics and you really need the plasma half-life to be efficient, then that system can give you a reminder, especially if patients are at home and you really need these drugs to be given to the patient and he's not on admission. So this is also a tool that is an AI enabled tool that can remind you remind patient on their drugs. This is very important. Then also about drug interaction alerts. There are so many cases of drug interaction, adverse drug interaction because of combination of some drugs that are not supposed to be combined. Or sometimes maybe the clinical decision support system in a particular hospital. Clinical support decision system is a system that is also working like artificial intelligence, but it's also like another doctor or maybe a co-doctor that will be clerking a patient. By the time you are just typing the sign, maybe the complaints of the patient, the clinical decision support decision system can be guiding you, maybe this, and you can arrive at a good diagnosis or alternative diagnosis, not necessarily maybe waiting for the laboratory or waiting for the radiology. You can use this thing to make a lot of accurate diagnosis. So apart from accurate diagnosis that this system can help you with, it can also help you to identify if there is any contraindication for a particular drug because of a presence of another drug, or if the drug is contraindicated to the person you are trying to give it to because of the artificial intelligence. The artificial intelligence has the ability to know the biometrics of the patient you are dealing with, and the history, the medical history of the patient is at the fingertips of the artificial intelligence, and it can simply within a second tell you that this person is suffering from this condition and this condition and this condition. And so maybe because of this and this and this, these drugs cannot be given to him. Pharmacists are always busy, and mistakes in prescription can easily happen from the desk of the medical doctor. It is the pharmacist that is essentially responsible to prevent prescription mistake, because pharmacist is expected to identify maybe some errors in prescription and either bring it to the notice of the doctor or can even correct it from his end But when pharmacists are too busy and they are too overloaded with work, they can hardly identify these things. So the drug interaction alert system can simply do that without any problem. It is very important in preventing medication errors. And also, sometimes evidence-based decision making. Artificial intelligence-driven system can assist pharmacists in making evidence decision system. Example of AI tools that provide insight into drug interaction or contraindication and dosages are these pictures you are seeing. For instance, I have brought a number of them here. You can see the IBM. You can see Change Healthcare. This is also another company. You can see Philips is also a clinical decision system that is very effective. Then we also have the Healthineers that belongs to Siemens. This is also very important. And we also have the CANA. These are different types of clinical decision support system. And also the HIMSS, Health Information Management Support System that belongs to Elsevier. And it may interest you to know that some of these applications have been there since maybe have been there in the last 100 years. They have been, these are companies that are working in healthcare for more than 100 years, and they have been improving. So whatever technology came up, they will simply rush to pick it up and see how they can and improve their system, and they are doing a lot of things. There could be local applications or local organizations that are working that either I do not know or I do not consider very important or more important than this one. That's why I brought this to the presentation. But I also brought them, for instance, if you can just pick any of the icon and search for it on the internet, it will show you how important and also how effective they are, and they have coverage across the globe. Now this is about it. Now the other section of my presentation is talking about patient education and communication, especially when you look at the fact that communications are more or less done virtually now. You can do a lot of virtual communication and consultation as a pharmacist using a lot of different types of apps. You can even do some counseling and education, patient education on medication, in case if there is any adverse reaction or so on and so on. So AI can help in creating personalized educational content for patients. Like I said earlier, when you just type a name of a patient in an electronic health record system, the AI has the ability to know the history of the patient, because the history of the patient has already been imputed in the system much earlier. Now it knows what is suitable and what is contraindicated for this patient. So AI can simply give you, even when it comes to patient education, it can give you personalized educational content to the patient, because this person is Mr. A, and because he's Mr. A, he came from this area and he has this problem. So this is his education content, different from B or different from Mr. C. And also maybe language processing tools. The AI is also a language processing tool, and it enhances a lot of communication, especially in multilingual environment counseling. Now, if you have, you are a pharmacist in your pharmacy shop, or on the counter, and you have someone that does not understand your language. Maybe he doesn't know, he cannot understand English, and you can speak English, but the person is maybe a French or maybe a Chinese. You can use this language processing tool to just talk to him through his own language, and the artificial intelligence has the ability to interpret what you are saying in your own language to another person, to listen to it in his own language. Just like you see in international conferences, or maybe at the UN Convention Center, when every person will just speak their language, and the gadgets within the conference hall will just translate, unless if the language is not a popular language or is not a familiar language. But most of these major languages can be translated. And happily today, even Nigerian languages, most of the Nigerian languages are AI understand them. You can speak Hausa and Igbo. An Igbo person can listen to your communication in Igbo without any hitch. So this is very important. I think it has come to help to do a lot of a lot of good in the healthcare, especially if you are dealing with patients. So you do not have to be telling them things that they don't understand because they don't understand your language. The next bullet. Yeah, the next bullet is on training and education for pharmacists. On this, I brought two aspects. I am personally interested in ICT and AI, and I crave your indulgence to also explore this world. Don't limit yourself as a pharmacist and remain as a pharmacist. Nothing stops you from studying ICT and AI, and you remain a pharmacist. In fact, a better pharmacist than a person that is not familiar with these AI tools. So I've tried to suggest some training platforms so that you can look at them. Now, for instance, Coursera offers a wide range of courses and specialization in ICT and AI tools, including introduction to artificial intelligence and data science and machine learning. All these are Web 3.0 tools that are new in the world, and they are taking over the control of the world. So you can look at this and you can start studying. It's an introductory part. Some of these courses are free. You can do it at your leisure time. Some of them are for fee, but the fees are not that much. So Coursera is one of them. Not only Coursera, but we also have the edX. edX provides courses like ICT in primary education and artificial intelligence for robotics. Then also we have the Udemy offers courses like Python for data science and machine learning, and deep learning and computer vision. These things are things that we can learn as pharmacists, and we can improve our lives so much with it. Like from the topic, when we say we boost our productivity with ICT and AI tools, I think these are courses that we can do, certificate courses, a lot of certificate courses that you can do. And gradually you have a new vacation, or maybe a new career, or an enhanced career in pharmacy. Then also LinkedIn has also a learning platform that is called LinkedIn Learning. It provides courses like Introduction to ICT Infrastructure and AI for Business. So if you want to learn AI for business, you can simply look into this and you see what is convenient for you, and you create time for it. Then also Kaggle. Kaggle offers data sets and competitions related to ICT and AI tools. Sorry, providing opportunities to practice and improve your skills. Then the last one is the last one is what is this? Let me clean this. Can I move out this? Yeah, okay. Data Camp, it provides courses like Introduction to Data Science and Python and Machine Learning with R. Now, these are some examples. There could be very many more. These are just few examples that I have taken in order to show you that although we hear the names ICT, we hear the name AI, we hear the name machine learning, we hear the name artificial intelligence and so on, but they are not that difficult. They are not mathematics again. It's not the calculus of part one science that will be, maybe one of us can feel dreaded about it. When you get into it and you have your passion in it, you will learn and you will make a lot of things. I always tell healthcare workers that it's good for the healthcare workers to drive technology rather than technology driving them. Don't wait until when technology is produced, then you now come and learn. Rather, if we can learn it and start to create technology to make technology work for us, is better for the healthcare system. Now, I think second, close to the last part of the presentation is the training for pharmacists. For instance, if a pharmacist want to learn more about pharmacy education, now the same Coursera offers courses like pharmacy practice and patient safety, and pharmacy informatics and technology. Apart from teaching you about AI, it can also teach you more, give you more education on your career. So it's also important you look at Coursera. Yeah, also edX provide courses like pharmaceutical supply chains and pharmacology, that's drug development and drug discovery, while Udemy offers courses like pharmaceutical manufacturing and pharmacy calculations. Then LinkedIn also provides courses like pharmacy leadership and pharmaceutical regulatory affairs. Kaggle offers data set and competition related to pharmaceutical research and data analysis, while DataCamp provides courses like data analysis for pharmacists exclusively and machine learning for drug discovery. I'm sure these are very important things that every pharmacy would like to update their knowledge on these topics. So these are important sites as far as continuous education or lifelong learning is concerned. You continue to learn new things, and when new things have come into the pharmaceutical industry, you quickly learn about it on these things. So you can make any of these or all of them your friends or your common applications on your phone that you can always look at them and be doing training. I think it's very important, and you will not be the same person next year. By the time maybe you do it for 1 year, you will not be the same with a person that have not attended this training or have not known about these things. Now, this is we are talking about case study, real world examples. I will prefer, like I said in the beginning, that I will prefer to give opportunity to the audience if you have anything to share before I also share my experiences. So here I intend to maybe explore case studies or success stories where the integration of ICT and AI has positively impacted pharmacy practices. If you have any experience, please tell us. Then also with concrete examples. This is the end of the presentation. I also wanted to provide opportunity for question and answer session. But before we come to the question and answer session, maybe let's go back to the case studies. I really wish participants will feel free to discuss their experiences. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, sir. I don't know how to really appreciate you with words. I think maybe if only there were a way AI could do that for me, I would have loved that. We really appreciate it. It was an excellent presentation. And I'm sure for those of us that have attended from the beginning, you agree with me that we've learned a lot. For those of us that joined while the presentation was going on, we have had a journey through how AI and ICT can help us boost our productivity. And Marlon Nasri here had told us a lot of things. He explains to us how we can use Notion AI with QA to be like our second brain, like a digital secretary for us. He has told us on how we can implement using pharmacy management system and how we can integrate it with the electronic health record system, and how this is going to improve our pharmaceutical care services and improve patient care. He also went ahead to explain to us telepharmacy and telemedicine, how we can use it to enhance a collaboration with other healthcare professionals and also improve patient care. Then he gave us insight into the medication adherence tools, which you all agree with me that medication adherence is a major problem when it comes to patient care. And tonight we were told on some mobile apps like the MediSafe, where we can counsel our patients to use it and to help improve their adherence. He also told us about several clinical decision support systems, which we've always talked about drug therapy problems, pharmaceutical care, interventions, and all that. And using clinical decision support system, which he mentioned a lot, we will have it at the end of the presentation. You can always go back to the slides. You realize how you can use this system to identify drug interactions, contraindications, and dosages, and help even in evidence-based decision-making. So he took us through how we can use AI for our patient education and communication, which will generate a personalized patient communication content. And we know that that's very important when we're talking about individualization of therapy. So if we can employ the use of such tools, I'm sure our patient care is going to be fabulous. And then lastly, he took us through different platforms whereby we can boost our knowledge, where he talked about courses like Coursera, Udemy, EDX, LinkedIn, Kaggle, and DataCamp, where we can utilize these platforms. So at this juncture, please, it's open up for those with any success story. Like you said, if you want case studies, those of us that have used it, some of us are hearing it for the first time actually. But for those of us that have used it, please, can you help share your own success story? Anyone that wants to say something can kindly raise his hand, and then we'll call upon you to share your own story. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir, once more for this presentation. I would like to apologize again for the initial mix-up at the beginning. Thank you, sir.
No, worry not. It's
Okay.
okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, pharmacist, Farm Doctor Oluwatoyin Ojo, your hand is up. Please, you have the floor. You can unmute yourself. Thank you, ma.
Thank you very much to our presenter. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much for the robust presentation and the ginger for us to get involved and be able to apply ICT and AI tools to boost our practice and help with our outcome. I would say that I've had opportunity to work with those tools in the private setting. Tools, softwares like Magic, Expand, offered by Meditech. You know, Meditech is a group of companies that does a lot in that area, and it has offered a robust platform to be able to do a lot of pharmaceutical interventions. You find some of the tools involved include help with drug interaction. So like he said, prescriptions get on your platform, on your system before the patients arrive, as soon as the doctor puts it up, and the whole system within the healthcare space is linked up. So as a pharmacist on your computer, you see your patient's prescriptions, you see the doctor's notes, you see the lab parameters, you see the nursing care, you see administration of medications, everything is documented. And then, so when you look at the prescription, you're already armed with that background of all that the patient, you know, has been through, or all the background story, and that helps you to be able to make patient-specific interventions, you know, as a pharmacist. And then involved in those kind of packages have been tools that help with drug interaction. So let's say, for instance, a patient is currently on a medication, an antibiotic, and there's a new antibiotic being prescribed. The system is going to flag it for you and take you to that page where the other antibiotics are, you know, and let you know, okay, is this what you want? Do you want to continue? You know, it's really, really robust. So it's something that like I said, I've been exposed to, but you find that attempts to bring these things on in the public setting has always met with a lot of opposition. So my challenge is, how do we bring this on into the public setting? Because we all know that the face of our practice, of our professional practices in the healthcare, is usually in the public setting. You know, so for example, I've worked in public sector. I'm presently in the public sector, and I know there have been different moves to bring on this kind of facilities and software and ensure that, you know, the practice is robust instead of limiting to the manual records, you know, because this kind of packages requires electronic, like we all know, electronic medical records. So how do we as professionals push, you know, the uptake of this kind of packages in the public setting? But I would say that being exposed to it in the private setting is been a rewarding experience, and it's something that we should look, you know, to bringing it on and creating mobility for it within the public setting. Thank you very much to our presenter and the moderator.
Okay, do I respond?
Thank you so much, ma.
Do I respond or wait
It's
for
like
other questions?
it's like someone is raising hand also. I think
Okay.
if you can
So
respond, sir. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Okay, let me
Just
respond.
respond, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much for this, for your experience and for sharing it, and also for the concern that you have on resistance and how do we solve this problem. I think this is a very important thing. If it is the only thing that we can find a solution to it tonight, I think we are good to go. I think the problems are multifaceted, but like I said, you may remember I said that I always advocate for healthcare workers to drive technology rather than waiting for technology to come and they are rushing to cope with it. Now, let me just, I'm not proud of myself, but like I told you that I'm a nurse. But I went out of nursing to do my master's in ICT. Now, how many pharmacists or how many medical doctors or how many nurses will you remember that went out of their territory to pick ICT? Many a times, if any technology is being brought into the hospital, it is being brought into the hospital by a technologist or by an engineer who is not a medical personnel. And when they are bringing it into the medical field, they bring it with their own concepts. They are not bringing it with your mindset. And that's one of the reasons why you have a lot of resistance. Let me just give you one example. In the teaching hospital here in Gombe, the Federal Teaching Hospital, they have a software that is called Healthcare Under One Roof. From the
Health in the
laboratory.
box.
Hello?
Health in the box.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, health in the box. Thank you. They are from the laboratory to the clinical area to the wards, everywhere, the pharmacy, everything is in a box. One of the things that I have noticed that is bringing a lot of issues to this system and is that most of the medical doctors and every other healthcare that are trained, they were trained in their universities without computers, so they are not fast in typing. And so even writing the signs and symptoms or complaints of the patient, they have to be grabbing, they have to be struggling to get it on the keyboard so that they write. That minimizes their ability to write patient's complaint. And it takes a lot of time. If I am involved, or if I am the one that will design the health in the box, I will not bring a keyboard to the doctors. I will also not bring a keyboard to the pharmacies. Do you know what I will do? I will bring the computers, the keyboards will be there, but I will give them what we refer to as mini whiteboard. The mini whiteboard is just like you use your pen to write, just like you used to write on papers. If you are giving a pen to write, you can write faster than when you are giving a computer to type. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So when you write on the paper, you just tap a button and it converts it to a typed material on the computer. Now, if doctors in the clinical area will have so many patients waiting for them and they have to take 5-10 minutes typing patients' complaint rather than taking 2 minutes to write all the complaints with a pen and a paper, I think they will not, you understand, if you give them that device, let them continue writing on a pen and a paper, but it is a mini whiteboard that you can just, by the time you finish, you just tap a button and it turns it into a typed material in the computer. So this is one of the things that is actually affecting. And another thing that is a problem in the public sector is power. Power outage in Nigeria is a big issue. When we cannot solve problem of power, then we are not going anywhere. Because while you are working on the computer, maybe you have some batteries, and sometimes the batteries may not even work, and power will just go without any notice. And this is also a big problem. Sometimes connectivity, the local area network is not strong enough, and so on. But gradually, don't be demoralized with it. I'm sure the resistance will go away with time. If we have critical mass of people that are computer what will I call compliant and so on and so this is one of the reasons of the resistance. The time that they take to type, the time that they take to and maybe the issue of the power. This is my own observation and what I have seen in the Federal Teaching Hospital. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing that can help a lot, can solve a lot of problems, maybe with time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for that wonderful response. We have someone's hand is up. I don't know the name. It's an email actually. One Neka Bemi Ni Mako 2015. Please, your hand is up. You have the floor. Hello. It's like the person is not around. Okay. Flying Officer Ibrahim Amidu.
Okay.
Your hand is up.
Yes, please. Good evening.
Yeah, go ahead. Evening. You're welcome.
Okay, so yes, thank you very much, able moderator. Let me also thank the presenter for a very wonderful and insightful presentation. Indeed, that has actually illuminated the profound impact ICT is making in healthcare. And of course, from the presentation, you all agreed with me that the expertise of the presenter actually came to light. Thank you so very much. So I actually have two requests and one question. So let me start with the request. I want to request that please, if the slides will be shared with us. I think the last one we had, I requested for the slides, but up to now we've not had it. That is the one we had on evidence-based medicine or practice. So please, I want to request that this slide be shared with us. That's my first request. The second request is, please, I want to follow up with the presenter on this subject matter. I don't know if it's possible to get his email address or phone number so that after now I can follow up with him on this. So then finally, my question is, I'm particularly interested on how ICT or information technology can impact medication error in terms of mitigating medication error, and what parameters to look at when evaluating such subject matter. Thank you.
Can I just say something before he responds? Are you hearing me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. You know, I really appreciate the presenter. Unfortunately for us in Nigeria, we don't allow things that really give us good results to last. I know the time we had a kind of system that helped us to verify the doctor's prescription. It helped to reduce medication errors down to the barest minimum, if not excluded medication errors. Because once you key in the prescription of a patient, in fact, it helped improve pharmaceutical care. Once you key in the patient's prescription, it brings up every information concerning the prescription, possible interactions and contraindications and everything that should reduce or kind of take out any okay, you show up and you communicate to the prescriber. Of course, offering alternatives, because it is one thing to locate a problem and you leave the problem hanging. That doesn't solve the problem. Once you locate the problem, you suggest an alternative that will give optimal results or management to the patient. Okay, so when we had it, but just like, you know, it's like things that boost our profession. We don't like continuing. Everybody comes in, brings in his or her own ideas that may not, you know, add value to the practice. It's quite sad. Incidentally, not in a setting, I saw a robot that was doing the work of a pharmacy, you know, pharmacy technician. Let me just say pharmacy technician, because robots, they don't think for themselves. Yeah? It's what you key in that helps them to move. But with these robots, you can key in the prescription. You have already verified the prescription. You key in the prescription into the robot, and the robot will dispense all the drugs. Package it. You know, so the only thing somebody is standing there to ensure, just like we do, you cross-check to ensure that the right thing has been done, right name, right everything, and then the thing it's transferred to the patient's ward. Still, with the ICT. Okay, so when these things come, it will help us to become more efficient. There is better outcome for the better patient outcome, and then you will be fulfilled as a pharmacist. So this is something we should look into, and and I'm glad that somebody that's not a pharmacist is also involved in it, so that when this is being brought up at decision-making levels, it will not just be a single voice. Okay, because once these things come in, it will have an edge. It will have an edge. So let me just stop here so that the presenter can continue and complete with the others. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, you can respond, sir.
Yeah, for the person that requested for my contact, I have shared this on the chat. I don't know if he has noticed that.
Okay, thank you, sir. I'll take it now, sir.
Yeah, so and the second, I think that's the only thing he has requested. The second person is talking about medication error vis-a-vis pharmacy education. This is a very serious concern, really. It's very easy for doctors to make mistakes in prescription. But when mistakes are done, it's at the pharmacy level that mistakes are sorted out. That is the only filter the patient has. If this filter is not working, then a lot of calamities will happen. So thank you, madam, for your concern on medication error. On this medication error. The other filter is at the nursing administration level, maybe at the nurses. But most of the problem can be sorted out at the desk of the pharmacy. Most of the mistakes, medication error that happens at the nurses level is maybe maybe some errors around them because of the nature of their practice. But prescription error is the pharmacist that is solely responsible to pick it up and correct it before it is dispensed to the patients. And not every patient have access to nurses, because sometimes from the desk of the pharmacy, the person goes home. And he goes home with these mistakes, and only to hear calamities happening in so-so family and so-so family. Most of these are unaccounted for, because the patient may not even come back to the hospital to report. Even if he comes back to the hospital to report, he will go back to the clinic, not to the pharmacy. So the pharmacist may not even aware. So I think pharmacy education, if there is anything in the hospital that we need to take serious, and also make sure that we keep up to it, that it is the quality of training of the pharmacist. Because when you take away drugs from the hospital, what remains in the hospital? It's only the building that remains, because every person, including our culture, also is contributing. If you come to the hospital today as a patient and you are not giving any drug, you are not giving any prescription, you will not come back tomorrow, because you'll be feeling that the hospital has not done their work. And that makes the duty of the pharmacist, or the role of the pharmacist, more important than anything, because they are the ones that are dealing with drugs. So I agree with you that medication error, and also maybe the quality of pharmacy education, is very critical. And in those days is the British National Formulary and the NIMS and some other books that are being used. Today you have these materials. You have your handset. You can just have everything. Like for instance, the MediSafe and many other applications that you can just pick. There are some prescriptions that will come from the doctor. 10 different drugs are written to one patient. And for heaven's sake, if the doctor is good in writing, the pharmacy should not be good in dispensing. You only dispense what you are sure the patient needs, and you have to bring maybe draw the attention of the doctor to these things, because drugs is not a food. Is not food. You cannot put, even if it is food, when you put 10 different menus in one plate, I think the food will not be palatable as it is ought to be, rather than drugs, giving me 10 drugs at a point. So there are a lot of issues in the hospital, and you know what? Because of this lack of accountability, you don't even know how many patients we are harming, how many patients we are actually benefiting from our services, how many patients are being killed from our misconducts and our negligence and our omissions and commissions and so on. So this is a very serious issue. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the response, sir, for the presentation. It seems we don't have any hand up. The only question we have left, for those that are asking for the slides and the recording, yes, it will be available and it will be shared on the platforms. So as soon as the recording is done, very soon you'll see the recordings and the slides will be shared on the platform. So just watch out on the platforms and you'll see there. Thank you so much for the presentation, sir. So do we have anybody with any other question or comments? Even though I know it's getting late. So we really want to appreciate you, sir. And at this point, I would like to call on the lead coordinator for a closing remark, pharmacist Folashade Olulawal, for the closing remark to this wonderful presentation, which, if not for time, would continue till tomorrow.
Hello, Robert.
Yes,
Allow
sir.
the speaker to share his experience maybe in 2 or 3 minutes before we proceed. I mean the guest speaker, let him share his experience in 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay. Sorry, yeah, sorry, maybe in a minute.
Okay,
actually,
good.
Actually, my experience with ICT is a long story. It started as far back as 1997 in Unilag. Even at that point of time, when you go for training in Unilag, the computer center in Unilag, they even teach you DOS, not Windows. Windows were not common then. That was how I started my ICT, but my affinity with ICT continued, and it continued to expand with time. But I think I am different in so many ways. For instance, this presentation that you are seeing, the way the PowerPoint is being done, rarely you go to any conference. When you go to conferences around Nigeria, you see people bringing a lot of text material, are putting it on their slides, and they are making presentation, and they continue to be reading line by line, as if they are teaching people that have not gone to school, or they are teaching nursery school students. Most of this, including professors from the university, they come to do presentation in national workshops. You see them with something like close to Microsoft Word. But presentation is supposed to be apt, to be beautiful, to be concise. So this is also one of the things that I can say is because of my interaction with ICT that I am able to produce these things. But also my travels has helped me so much. When I was in Uganda, in the Gambia, I had we are in about 50 of us from Nigeria. So many people, medical doctors, pharmacists, nurses, teachers, agriculturalists. I'm the only person that decided to first of all buy a computer and also get internet in my house. When every person is using the dollar, the first consignment of dollar given to them to buy what do you call it? These DVDs and so on. I only bought a computer and went to the internet, the GAMCEL, that is the NITEL of their country, to get internet in my house. And that gave me opportunity to learn a lot of things in ICT, because people come from around the world to visit the Gambia, because it's a very peaceful country. It's a country that they do not have a thief. No single person is a thief in the country. You can keep $1 million in your room. You don't need to lock it. You don't need to bring any person to guard you. You can even go out of the house and keep it unlocked. No one will steal it. So people, and a lot of Europeans come to the country. So when they come to my place, they always look for internet. maybe access to internet so that they can send email home so that they have arrived and this is their condition and so on. Everyone that will ask, they come from Italy, from Spain, from Germany, from Britain, and so many countries. When they ask, where can I have access to internet? It's only in my house. When they come to my house for email, they ask me, how much will I pay? I say, no, you are not paying in cash, but you are paying in kind. How can I pay? I say, what skill do you know about computer that you can teach me? And they will say, I know this, I know this. Okay, so you will teach me how to do this and this and this. And in Bansan, power only comes at 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. because they use generator to provide electricity for the entire country. It's not like Nigeria that we have hydroelectric power. So they cannot come to my house until in the night. So when they come in the night, we sit in the middle of the night together with them, myself and my wife, 12 midnight, 2 a.m. on the table, learning one thing or the other on computer. That was how I learned most of the things I know about computer without even going to school to learn anything. Although I have a little literacy from Unilag, but then I learned most of the things. I can dismantle a computer and assemble it. I can replace parts. I can do so many things in computer that even people that have gone to the university to study computer science cannot do. So this is my personal maybe story I can say about internet and about computer. And I continue to learn about internet and about ICT throughout my life until I had my master's degree in ICT in Uganda. I have also traveled across very many countries, especially in Africa. I have gone around almost the entire West Africa and also the entire East Africa and South Africa for one thing or the other. Either I attend a conference or I go there as a private person to visit. I usually, except now that the economy is really bad in Nigeria, usually I keep 1 or 2 months salary of myself only for travels. And I add on it, and I go once every year. I attend one conference or the other around Africa, at least around Africa. So this is how I get connected to so many people, and I learn so many things in life. And I thank God for all this opportunity. And now that I'm interacting with some of you for the first time, and I think you will appreciate how my way of doing things can do a lot of things in the healthcare. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Wow. You've opened our eyes, not just to ICT and I think to AI. I don't know of others, but I personally can say that I think from your experience too, we've learned a lot also, because it has changed something tonight. The belief that things had to be sponsored, you have to wait for someone to do something, wait for technology to come before you mix it up. I think from your presentation tonight, we've learned a lot. Thank you so much, sir. For those that have asked questions regarding the recording, it has been shared on the chat. Check the chat box now and you'll see there's a link to the recording, and also the slides has been shared too. So thank you once more. And at this juncture, I would like to call on the lead coordinator to give us a closing remark to this wonderful presentation. Thank you. Pharmacist Fola Shadi, Lowell.
Okay.
It's like she's not on board. Pharmacist Ibrahim, please, can you give the remarks? She's not on board.
Okay, well, primarily, I want to start by thanking God Almighty for making today a possibility and a very successful one. And secondly, I want to thank our guest speaker, Malam Nasser Mohammed, who has opened our eyes to many things tonight. We are indeed grateful to you. We have learned a lot and many things, and many people are inspired and motivated to go forward in life. And lastly, I want to appreciate all the participants that joined us tonight. I know we have gained 1 or 2 things. We thank God for everything. And next time, going to be another interesting time. I want to equally ask Mala Nasir that today will not be your final day of coming to meet us. There are many things you have not discussed with us, especially on the type of internet of a thing that's available. we have issue with having stable internet. When people attend meeting like this, they have issue with joining. I know when we were at your place in Gombe, you talk about different internet facilities. I thought you would mention that one tonight. And equally, yes, and equally, when it comes to the use of common Microsoft tools like Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Excel, Google Suite, we don't know how to use all these things. So one of these days, next year, we equally invite you to educate us on this thing. So on this note, I want to thank you and everybody for joining us tonight. Bye and have a good night. The slide have been shared. Equally, we share it on CPAM platform and on the dog information group as well. Thank you all for joining us. Have a good night. And have a good I will say journey back to Gobe, virtually.
Thank you so much also for the opportunity.
Okay.
So good night.
Okay, thank you so much. So
Thank
we
you.
just close out the presentation with a closing prayer, just like we opened it, and the closing prayer is going to be the same. It's going to be the second stanza of our national anthem. We all know that our country needs lots of prayers, so we can never have enough of it. So please, after the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, we'll all join in for the prayer. So 1, 2, 3. O God of creation, direct our noble cause, guide our leaders right, help our youths the truth to know, in love and honesty to grow, and live in just and truth, let lofty heights attain, to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. Amen. So thank you everyone for joining in and for staying to the end of the presentation. Thank you, sir, once more, Malam Muhammad Nasir, for having time to be with us, for putting us through, for opening our eyes to so many things, new innovations, changing the way we think. Thank you so much, sir. And like he has said, we might have to come knocking at your door once more again for another wonderful presentation. So we wish you safe trip back virtually. Boom. Thank you, sir.
Okay, good night.
Good night. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. All right.
Thank you, Amir, for
Good
this wonderful
Thank
presentation.
you so much.
Good night, all. Thank you.
Good night,
Night.
everyone. See you
Too bad
next
that we
the
should be
next
preparing
edition.
dollars to
Bye.
attend
Thank you.
conferences. Thank you to our
So
presenter. That's a huge one.
save your salary.
Yes,
1, 2, 3
we
Thank
months
you very
salary.
much. Good night,
it was an
everyone.
Thank you.
interesting
Good night,
session.
everyone.
Dr. Bello,
Okay.
thank you, sir.